banquets and dinners and hostess gifts, and you walk through the doors, and it is just overwhelmingly Christmas. It is beautiful. As a matter of fact, a woman just in front of us was clearing the shelves of decorative items, anticipating the big Thanksgiving dinner. You're going to find all of the nuts that you have loved for years, the goodies. One woman next to me was asking, hey, where are the chocolate-covered cinnamon bears? I happen to know right where they are. They're a personal favorite of mine as well. The Paul's Brittles and popcorn. You know, Western Nut Company has been doing this now for almost 60 years. For our family, it just wouldn't be Christmas without the Western Nut Company. Right now would be the perfect time to take care of the corporate gift-giving, things for your business at Western Nut Company, 434 South on 3rd West, or go online, westernnut.com.
We're here in studio this morning, the Movie Show guys, with Matt Deering from My Hearing Centers. And Matt, we're glad to have you here. We want to talk about a deal that you guys are going to have for Movie Show listeners at My Hearing Centers. So we want to give you the number to call first, 801-701-1629. Now, Matt, why do we want somebody to call My Hearing Centers?
You know, we've got this brand new product. It's the Styletto Charge and Go iX. This thing is premium. It's the first hearing aid ever to have real-time conversation enhancement where you can actually, it follows and tracks the people that are talking to you. So
Wow.
if you turn or if they move, you don't lose them. You don't have to follow them with your head. It actually will navigate all of that for you.
Now, this is new kind of technology. This hasn't existed in hearing aids before.
It hasn't existed in audio devices before. This is really cutting-edge stuff, and we're really excited. We've had it for a couple weeks now. The early signs are showing that people are loving this. They're trading in last year's technology to get to this product because they feel like it's such an improvement on how they hear, especially in those environments where there are conversations.
Now, for somebody who wants to try this out or who this is intriguing to, if they call 801-701-1629, what's going to happen?
Well, first we're going to get them scheduled for a free hearing evaluation. We have offices up and down the Wasatch Front, all the way down to Nephi, up to Ogden. So we're going to have an office close to you. We'll get you scheduled for that evaluation, and then you're going to be able to try these hearing aids risk-free over the holidays, all the way through the end of the year.
Ooh, now that's a good thing to know if we're going to family parties and things.
Right, so that's Thanksgiving, Christmas, maybe some New Year's activities, some theater. You know, people probably are going to the theater or they're going to the movies, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
A lot of cool movies coming up.
Oh, yes. And we'll talk about those very soon.
Very excited about that. And so you're going to be able to wear it there, see how it works for you in those environments, and then at the end of the 30 days, we'll give you a gift card to Red Lobster or Olive Garden as a thank you, and we have special pricing for those that go through the holidays with this technology.
So a no-cost hearing evaluation for you or a family member and a chance to test out the cutting-edge hearing aids free for 30 days. So call 801-701-1629 for My Hearing Centers.
Food brings people together, but for many families, figuring out where their next meal is coming from is a challenge. We can use your help by participating in Macy's annual Harvest of Hope food drive to benefit the Utah Food Bank. Now through November 30th, purchase a prepackaged bag of food at any Macy's store or donate online at Macys.com. Together, we can make a difference in our communities. From Macy's and KSL News Radio.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Len Thomas.
Well, thank you, Dan. Out near the shining Great Salt Lake, coming out of Grantsville on Mid-Valley Highway toward I-80, you're going to encounter a little bit of slowing as you make your way out to that intersection because this is where that crash is. Eastbound I-80, 3 miles west of Tooele, and it's jamming that up a little as you try and get on I-80 right there. Otherwise, the flow goes through there fairly well. Celebrate the season in charming Logan, Saturday, November 25th, with outdoor ice skating, candy ornament window displays, Christmas market, Santa, carolers, parade, tree lighting, and fireworks. It's like Hallmark exploded downtown. ExploreLogan.com. Len Thomas, the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, the rain comes back this weekend. We'll see showers tomorrow and Sunday with highs in the 40s. And right now, 39 degrees with a little fog downtown. I'm Dan Bomis, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Lights. Camera. Action. It's the KSL Movie Show.
The end is inevitable. Your kind is headed for extinction.
Maybe so, sir, but not today.
The week's big movie review, games, and prizes. Here's Andy Farnsworth and Steve Sales
Right now, we are being so unoffensive, we might as well be a Hallmark Christmas movie. You know what I'm saying?
on KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM and 1160 AM.
It's Friday, and it's time for the movie show. It is a slightly abbreviated version of the movie show today, Steve Sales, because we've got coverage of Elder Ballard's funeral starting at 10:30. So we're going to try to put a lot into a little.
Again, take notes because we have a lot of information. We're going to feed it to you, and, good luck.
This entire month, honestly, is just going to be so much stuff. You're just going to have to pick what you want. But the good news is there's a lot to choose from.
There are so many good movies to choose from. We'll talk about them today.
All right, so let's get it started with the movie show preview sponsored by Call Climate Services.
The following preview has been rated G and is appropriate for all audiences. The Movie Show Special Feature.
Now that we've got cold temperatures and winter approaching, Scott Call and his amazing team at Call Climate Services will take good care of you. Steve, we have two movies that could have probably been argued to be the big movie. Either one would have been an easy choice for big movie of the week if they weren't up against each other.
Yeah, I thought about that. I thought of leaving it open, but I figured, Troll, that's going to sell no matter what. People are going to see that.
Yeah.
The Hunger Games, I think, is the one that's probably more interesting as far as conversation-wise.
So Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. We've got, as you mentioned, a Trolls movie, the third one in the trilogy so far, Trolls Band Together, where we get to have some more fun with Justin Timberlake and his real-life friends.
Yeah, in the bro zone.
We've got a new... It's a drama that's actually based on a documentary, which is based on a true story called Next Goal Wins.
Yes, set in American Samoa.
Yep, with Taika Waititi directing and playing a hilarious priest.
Yeah, I understand that there's a local guy that's in this movie, plays one of the goalies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. I think I know who it is. I think his name's Lehigh.
Yes, that's him.
I wondered if he was. That's cool. Then we've also got a horror movie for Thanksgiving, because I don't think we've had one of those before.
All year long, maybe. But
and it's called
Thanksgiving.
Now, neither of us got to see this one, it turns out.
Yeah, they didn't screen it for critics, and they made it really tough to see it at all. But so
I was wiping my brow a little bit once I heard what was in it. So,
dude, I should have gone. I'm sorry.
We'll talk about that. And then we've got a couple of streaming movies that are Christmas. We're getting to Christmas season, so we can't leave out Christmas movies. We've got Dashing Through the Snow on Disney Plus.
Yep. And we have Best Christmas Ever,
which was actually filmed here in Utah. We found out as we were watching it.
Yes.
That's probably something we should ask Virginia about, I think.
Boy, there's really a lot of good stuff. Plus, we have a lot of streaming. The Monarch Legacy of Monsters is an Apple TV Plus series. Rustin is out. I was
going to say, Rustin comes to Netflix after being in theaters. We've got an original movie from some Saturday Night Live writers called Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain. We've got a series on Netflix that's actually a sequel / reboot / continuation, with a question mark in parentheses, called Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, based on the 2010 film Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Yeah, and I read that they have a jaw-dropping twist ending, and whoever
That's
did
the only
this
episode
says,
I haven't watched is the final episode.
No kidding.
I watched all 7, but not the 8th.
And he said it felt like the right choice.
Ooh, that is going to make me want to go home and hurry and watch it. But that dropped on Netflix, and then we have a series on streaming called A Murder at the End of the World.
Watch the first episode of this, and I'm hooked. I'm ready to
hooked.
go. Yeah.
All right. Well, because we're abbreviated on time today, we are actually just going to do the big movie review right now called The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
After everything you've seen out there in the world, what are the Hunger Games for?
The Hunger Games, they're to punish the districts.
Your role is to turn these children into spectacles, not survivors.
Imagine it was your name that they pulled.
Welcome to the Capitol.
You look like you shouldn't be here.
I shouldn't, but I'm your mentor.
A rebel.
And the big movie review is sponsored by Paris RV. They've got incredible deals on 2023 models to make room for the new 2024. So go to parisrv.com to see the selection. All right, Steve, The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Yeah, this is set, 60 some odd years earlier than the previous Hunger Games is?
Yes, so there's no Katniss Everdeen or any of her contemporaries in it, except for Donald Sutherland's character in the Hunger Games trilogy. We get to see the young version of him, Coriolanus Snow.
Yeah, thankfully they call him Choreo most of the time, so
That's a
that
long
would
name.
have taken up the other 2.5 hours.
And that 2.5 hours, that's definitely going to factor in when we talk about this movie.
And
So
the audiences have dropped. Oh no, it's been 10 years since they've been doing the Hunger Games, and the audiences are kind of falling off. And say, what are we going to do? Well, let's take this prize that we normally give to the best scholastic kid in the school, and let's make him and some others.
Let's make him earn it a different way.
Yes, they have to be mentors for the tributes from the different districts. So that adds a little spice to it.
Now, their university professor is Peter Dinklage, and he's the one who came up with the Hunger Games in the first place, if I understood that right.
He was the intellectual developer. He didn't care
Behind
for
it.
it. I don't want to do this.
But you've also got Viola Davis, who I never figured out what she was. She's not the president of Pan Am. She's
the head game maker.
Master. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you've got some pretty decent actors. You've got who plays young Snow? What was his name?
Shoot. I can't remember. Tom something.
Oh, yes.
Tom Blythe?
Tom Blythe, yes. And then we have Rachel Zegler, who plays the tribute from District 12 that he is assigned to mentor.
Which he's not happy about because there's a lot of big, burly, crazy kids in this little group this year. And he's like, okay, she can sing, but what else? She's going to be dead in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, and this is a futuristic. So this is early stage Hunger Games. For those of you who at least remember the Hunger Games movies, who are like me, who I haven't read the books. My kids had read the book that this is based on, and this is based on a book. This isn't like they didn't just
throw it
task
in
Suzanne Collins to come up with some backstory and turn it into a screenplay. It was a book, but you've got 3 acts, each very clearly labeled as you watch them, Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. But each act kind of has a different thing. And the third act, Steve, this is, I think, where we agree. The third act kind of derailed what I was really enjoying. And it didn't derail it, but it kind of veered it off track just a little bit for me.
Well, here's what happened. The director was given a lot of grief for dividing Mockingjay into 2 movies.
Okay.
So he decided, well, shoot. It really should be 2 movies because that third act is an entirely new movie on its own, but it felt kind of choppy and just kind of highlighty. We're just going to give you the selling points because Coriolanus has to, kind of go to the dark side at some point.
Right, and that's where I thought it felt. I guess there wasn't a happy medium between making a tighter movie and still having to give you a character arc because. For people who have read the book and who are fans, you know how Coriolanus Snow ends up, and he's the big bad of the original trilogy.
Yeah, but the arc is just so rapid.
Well, and that's what I mean. So it feels like it would have been better if this had been 2 movies as far as showing him on an arc or a character arc, but because we got to do it in one, you got to spend at least 2/3 of the movie making you give a care for a guy that you know going in is going to be a villain someday.
Right.
And then you have to leave him at the end to where you believe he's a villain. And so it's kind of a little bit of a whiplash.
To me, it felt like a very extended trailer for a movie that should have been fleshed out and done right.
Okay. Now, having said that, I really did enjoy it. Actually, I think, kind of helped me not knowing a ton about the Hunger Games. I mean, I knew what the Hunger Games were, and I remembered
you had
a
the
few
Encyclopedia of Children.
But that wasn't until after the movie. I wasn't able to find out some of those things until after on their car ride home. But as far as it went, I was really enjoying it. They do a couple of things. I will warn you, with the PG-13 rating, it is still, some stuff happens.
I did talk to your son after the movie. He said, I am a big Hunger Games fan, and that was too much.
That was my 14-year-old, yeah.
Yes.
So keep in mind the PG-13 rating. And, I mean, yeah, there's some things that kind of had me head scratching. I guess they were just trying to show just how violent that society is, so you could accept that they would watch something like the Hunger Games.
I did like the 50s vibe, though. It had that mid-century modern look with all the TVs were all, old style. And stuff.
Yeah, to show that it was 60 years ago, even in a futuristic society.
Yeah, that part I liked, but the third act was just disappointing to me. I gave it a B-.
A B- for me. I gave it a 2.5 because I really did enjoy it. But again, a couple of the things at the end left me kind of unsatisfied from it being higher up on the list. But all of the kids thought it was a great adaptation and faithful.
Yeah, but
to
they
the
could
novel.
fill in the gaps.
Yes.
That's the difference.
And that's where the divide may come in, whether you've seen or whether you're really familiar with Hunger Games or if you're just casually familiar.
If you've read the books, you're going to be fine.
Yeah. So that is The Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and that is our big movie of the week. Well, we're joined in studio here with Matt Deering. Matt, we're so glad that you decided to come to our home court for a visit. you've had we get you here for.
But you're wearing your away jersey, so I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, what's going on right now? Hey, it was actually kind of cool. I met Gustavo.
Oh yes,
for the first time in like 10 years.
He's a good guy, isn't he?
He's actually really nice.
Oh yeah,
the way that Doug
he would have
painted
been
him,
12.
I don't know.
10 years ago.
Well, let's talk. We talked earlier about the deal you guys are having, a special where people can try out this new Charge and Go IX hearing aid that has this brand new hearing technology that's never been around before. So let's talk again really quickly about what that is and what makes it so amazing.
Well, so a couple years ago, we came out with dual processor technology, right? So that's where we have 2 computer chips inside the hearing aid processing sound.
Unbelievable.
Right? Now that we have all that power, they go, okay, what else can we do? And here they go. They find a way to use that great power in this hearing aid, computing power, to identify people that are actually talking to you, and then follow those people around space, right? Well, not the atmosphere, right?
So if you're trying to ignore them, you still can't.
Well, no, you can't, because you have an app. That you says
he's got an app that can turn off and
turn those people off. So if you're not enjoying the conversation at the dinner table during Thanksgiving because you can't hear people, we got an app that helps you hear people. If you're not enjoying it because you are hearing people, we have an app that helps you not hear those people.
Way awesome.
Yeah, but we don't encourage people to not listen.
No,
of course, not.
But the fact that this exists to where this thing in your ear is so powerful that it can distinguish both distance and identify speakers, to the point where then on your phone you could just say, look, I need to hear this other one. I need to cut out all the rest. You can just block out all the rest. I mean,
yeah, you can do that, or
that
it actually does it automatically too.
Wow.
Yeah. So you don't have to do you can be. This is what I really like about this product is you can be as involved with it as you want, or you can be entirely hands off and it does everything for you without even thinking about it. It's super seamless.
So if you've got any issues with hearing, or you're just getting to a certain age, what's a good age to start being worried about your hearing?
So if you have hearing loss, get your hearing tested every year. If you are thinking you have hearing loss, or you're just like, well, when do I start? After the age of 50, it's recommended that you have your hearing tested every year as well. So you just add that to the list of tests, right?
That's the list of tests you have to take. Okay, so everybody who's 50 or who has any inkling they might have hearing loss, what we want you to do is we want you to call My Hearing Centers at 801-701-1629. You do this, and it sets up a no-cost hearing evaluation. So this isn't something that the insurance pays for. This is just no cost.
We don't even bill the insurance. That's correct.
Excellent. So you get to find out if you have any issues with your hearing. Mm-hmm. And hey, maybe there's good news. Maybe they say, nope, your hearing's just fine. That's good. We'll see you in a year.
That happens.
But if they do find something, now you also have a chance to get to test out a pair of these Signia Charge and Go IX for free for 30 days.
Yep, risk-free 30 days. And then at the end of the 30 days, we're going to give you a gift card to the Red Lobster or Olive Garden as a thank you. Or you know what? We'll actually, if you'd rather, we can give you some movie tickets. So many good movies coming out. We'll give you some movie tickets as a thank you.
And the cool thing is these hearing aids work with the movies, too.
That's right. They'll tap right into the audio system in any of the local theaters here.
Yeah, so you could go to the Taylor Swift movie, which is, again, playing for a limited engagement. And then you only hear Taylor, not the people in the audience.
Or, the guy behind you who's explaining to his wife who can't hear, get the hearing aids. Come on, people.
There is no sarcasm there.
None at all. So call right now. Movie Show listeners, this is a great deal to take advantage of. 801-701-1629 for My Hearing Centers.
A life remembered.
The greatest desire in my heart is that I will learn through my obedience to be comfortable in that big red chair.
Today, KSL will present the memorial service for President M. Russell Ballard, acting president of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. Listen starting at 10:30, with services starting today at 11. In your car or streaming live, you can hear it on KSL News Radio.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert, and I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call now for your free info kit. 800-961-5544. 800-961-5544.
It's time for the Bullfrog Spa's year-end clearance sale. We're clearing out our inventory to make room for next year's models. Hurry in now to your local Bullfrog Spa's factory store to save up to 25% off MSRP. Plus, get special financing on clearance models while they last. Find your nearby Bullfrog Spa's factory store at bullfrogfactorystores.com to save up to 25% off clearance models. That's bullfrogfactorystores.com.
Bullfrog Spas. Peaceful body, peaceful mind, peaceful home.
Everybody knows that your credit history can have a huge impact on your life, Amanda, especially when you're just starting out as an adult.
That's why Utah Community Credit Union, UCCU's new Credit Builder loan is such a great idea. It's a way to build or to rebuild your credit.
All right, so let's talk about how it works. With Credit Builder, UCCU will open an account in your name and then provide that account with a fixed amount of funds along with a small automatic monthly payment. And as your automatic payments are made over time, of course, your credit builds, proving you're a responsible borrower and raising your credit score.
And that credit score is just so important because it determines the interest rates you'll get, higher credit limits, better loan terms because of your credit score.
And by the way, if you have kids in high school, open a Credit Builder loan in their name, and that way they're going to graduate from high school with a good credit score of their own.
It's called the Credit Builder loan from Utah Community Credit Union, UCCU.
Just call or text UCCU or stop by any branch and start building your credit today.
UCCU, you're going to love where you bank.
The Movie Show.
Spock, you haven't changed a bit. You're just as warm and sociable as ever.
Nor have you, Doctor, as your continued predilection for irrelevancy demonstrates.
On KSL News Radio.
It's the Movie Show, an abbreviated version today because of coverage we'll have on KSL News Radio of Elder Ballard's funeral. So that means, Steve, we've got to get right into the movie reviews. We do need to quickly say we do have a text question today. What is a movie quote that gives away the film without saying the title? And boy, have we got a lot of texts. I can't wait to get to those in a few minutes. But send it to 57500. A movie quote that gives away the film without saying the title.
Frankly, Andy, I don't give a darn.
Wait, is that from a movie? Hi-yo.
Is
All
now.
right.
Hey.
All right. So, Steve, let's talk about Trolls Band Together.
Baby Branch! I'm John Dory, Branch's brother.
What? A brother is a friend who can never leave you. It's the strongest bond in the world. I would kill to have a sibling to sing with.
Branch, our brother is being held captive in a diamond prison.
There's only one thing that's powerful enough to shatter diamond.
The perfect family harmony.
All right, so you heard Justin Timberlake is back as Branch the Troll. This is the third in DreamWorks animation series. It's called Trolls Band Together. We get a little bit of backstory on Branch, that he was part of Brozone, boy band group
when he was just a little baby, though.
Yeah, he was little baby
like
B.
a little Michael Jackson.
Exactly. I thought that's the only musical group they did not reference somehow in the movie by name because they did all the rest of them. Yeah. But we find out that Branch and his brothers broke up, and then Branch has kept all this a secret from Poppy, who he's now dating. But then they find out one of the brothers has been captured by, Veneer and
Velvet
and Veneer, voiced by Amy
Doesn't sound
Schumer.
like Milli Vanilli at all.
Yeah, and Andrew Rannells, and they're using Floyd's singing ability to make their own singing ability.
Literally
better.
sucking out his talent.
Yeah, I mean, it couldn't be more a spot-on Milli Vanilli thing. So the Trolls band together to try to get him out. That's the basic plot. But really, this is for kids. It's fun. It's enjoyable. It's got like a toe-tapping soundtrack.
But nothing like Can't Stop the Feeling, which
there
was
wasn't
such a
enough
killer song.
Original, though. Which is what also made... I didn't know how they were going to make a single movie about the troll toys, let alone one that was enjoyable and supported it with two decent sequels, because I actually thought this was decent. I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it more than Wish. Oh, my. I can't believe I say that out loud, but that's just my own personal tastes.
You know what my comment was coming out?
What?
Welcome back, Disney.
Really?
Where have you been?
Wow.
Loved Wish.
Well, we'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
That doesn't come out till next week. But I actually enjoyed Trolls a lot. For me, for a kids movie, it's a 3 out of 4 kids movie, 3 out of 4 star kids movie. If it had a good original song like the first one did, I could have bumped it up higher. But as it was, I thought it was enjoyable. It was funny. And there was an NSYNC reunion on screen.
Well, and they also mentioned, I didn't know
He's like,
Menudo was a soup. And he was actually, this Menudo is really good.
They name dropped every boys band you've ever heard of. So what did you think of Trolls?
I don't.
It's okay.
I didn't think of it.
You did.
I was fighting to stay awake.
Oh, wow. That
on
hurts.
a Saturday morning.
All right, so that's Trolls band together, PG, and in wide release. And it'll be interesting to see if it or Hunger Games wins the weekend, honestly.
Yeah, that'll be tough.
All right, so let's do another movie we need to talk about. Next Goal Wins.
I'm sorry, Thomas, did nobody tell you? You're fired.
You got two options. Option one, that's where you're currently at.
Or
American Samoa.
We haven't scored one goal in the history of our country trying to have a soccer team. I got us a new coach.
It's safe to say you have zero talent or understanding of the game.
So it's based on a true story. Next Goal Wins, a dramatic retelling of the story of the 2011 American Samoa national soccer team. Just 10 years before they were beaten by the worst margin in the history of international World Cup qualifying, 31-0.
I don't know how that's even.
31-0.
Did everybody just fall down and they just kept scoring?
It was kind of like that. It was kind of like that. And then, but now it's 10 years later, and the federation hires a kind of disgraced American former national team coach named Thomas Rongen, who's played by Michael Fassbender. He takes over the squad, but their hopes are they're not like, we don't want to win the World Cup. We want to score a goal, because they had never scored a goal in World Cup qualifying competition before.
So I like the guy that brought him over, and he's the bus driver, and he's a filmmaker.
He's basically Taika Waititi, only he's a different actor.
Yeah, and he owns the restaurant, and he's just my favorite moment was he backs away, just one goal. One goal is all we want. That was funny.
But it was a really good story. You know, it's a movie that I think on first look, people there will be some audiences who might think, what are they doing? But guess what? Everything in this thing happened. They took a little bit of liberty with how the final game played out, because I actually went back and watched YouTube video of the actual game.
Yeah, that was weird how
he's
he's explaining it rather than actually showing it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but it happened that way. So, but the part that some audiences might feel like this is just another Hollywood attempt. This is real stuff. This really happened. It really did.
Yeah.
And I actually liked this movie.
I
really
loved it.
enjoyed it. I thought it was funny.
You know, it wasn't.
It's a sports movie that always gets me.
But it's just really a sweet movie. I liked it a lot.
So Next Goal Wins. This was
B.
a 3-star for me.
Yeah. B
awesome.
for me.
And that's in wide release. Taika Waititi, Next Goal Wins. All right, coming up on the movie show, we're going to do our streaming reviews. Don't worry, we will still have telephone torture next hour on the movie show.
It's 9:31 at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top local story this hour. The memorial service for President M. Russell Ballard will be held this morning in the Tabernacle on Temple Square. President Ballard, the acting president of the Quorum of 12 Apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, passed away last weekend. The service is set to begin at 11 o'clock. It'll be broadcast live on KSL News Radio, and we'll have special programming leading up to the service starting at 10:30. Glen Arbor Street in Sugar House struggling to transform into Christmas Street again this year. Residents like Emma Thatcher tell KSL-TV they'll have to pay over $4,000 to repair decorations.
I just kind of want to keep it going for the people who love it. It seems really unfortunate to let it be done just because there's a lack of interest in the initiatives.
A fundraiser to keep this Christmas tradition going can be found on KSL-TV's website. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. You might be able to buy your next car on Amazon.
Starting next year, Amazon says you will be able to put a new car into your shopping cart. It will be selling Hyundai cars on its platform. The company says that you will be able to search for the model, trim, color, and other features, and then you can buy it through your preferred payment method on Amazon and choose a time to either pick it up or have it delivered by your local dealership. So the dealer is still the end seller here, but this shows how automakers are trying to meet a growing number of customers who are shopping online for their cars.
ABC's Elizabeth Schultze says those sales will begin next year. Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average down on the day now 60 points. The NASDAQ is down 27 right now. And we'll have a mostly clear day today, but the rain could come back tomorrow. That's next. KSL weather coming up. KSL News Time, 9:32.
Start your days with knowledgeable, friendly voices telling you about the latest news and weather out there.
Hi, this is Tim Hughes and Amanda Dixon
In the business of waking you up each morning from 5 to 9.
on KSL News Radio.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those round trips that you plan in advance, which are perfect on your way there and perfect on your way back? Or those meetings with friends for which you make a group chat 3 months before so that nobody or anything is missing? Or your daughter's first birthday party. You planned it with such dedication that instead of the first, it felt like our 15s. The same way you plan each detail for those moments. Start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. Get started at ready.gov/plan.
Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
The best batteries for your vehicle, RV, or ATV start at Intermountain Battery. Call today before the cold snaps your battery. 801-266-7465.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Salt Lake City area attorneys. 910 West Legacy Center Way, Suite 120, Midvale, Utah, 84047.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Y'all gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent scent. All over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. I've got to tell you about the shopping trip that Dee and I just had at the Western Nut Company. We went in there to pick up things for upcoming events and dinners and hostess gifts, and you walk through the doors, and it is just overwhelmingly Christmas. It is beautiful. As a matter of fact, a woman just in front of us was clearing the shelves of decorative items, anticipating the big Thanksgiving dinner. You're going to find all of the nuts that you have loved for years, the goodies. One woman next to me was asking, hey, where are the chocolate-covered cinnamon bears? I happen to know right where they are. They're a personal favorite of mine as well. The Paul's Brittles and popcorn. You know, Western Nut Company has been doing this now for almost 60 years. For our family, it just wouldn't be Christmas without the Western Nut Company. Right now would be the perfect time to take care of the corporate gift-giving, things for your business at Western Nut Company, 434 South on 3rd West, or go online, westernnut.com.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Len Thomas.
Well, Dan, that crash out eastbound I-80 out near Tooele is still there, but it's really not really affecting things too much now. It's kind of where the Grantsville merge to I-80 heading toward the city is, but it's off of the road, so minor slowing as people just take their time to get in there. Otherwise, you're looking pretty good on I-15 throughout Utah County, over the point of the mountain into the downtown area, and in good shape up to Ogden with no problems on I-80 coming in from Kimball Junction or, in fact, Wanship or from Wyoming. Arrive in style in a great fitting suit from Mr. Mac. They ensure a perfect fit, offering fast, free alterations by expert tailors at all 9 Mr. Mac stores. Arrive in style. I'm Len Thomas in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, it'll be mostly sunny today, and the rain will come back for the weekend. We'll see showers tomorrow and Sunday with highs in the 40s. Right now, 43 degrees, partly cloudy. I'm Dan Bomas, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
The Movie Show.
Who's president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, the actor?
On KSL News Radio.
Steve, we've had great response on our text question of the day. What is a movie quote that gives away the film without saying the title? Here you go. I got a bunch for you. We'll see if you can guess the title. All right. It should be obvious, right?
Okay, that's always
We've already
fun.
had multiple votes for we're going to need a bigger boat. Excellent. I'll be back.
Terminator.
The original Terminator, that's true. All right. That's not a knife.
Oh, Crocodile Dundee.
Excellent. Somebody else gave your quote, frankly, my dear, I don't give a darn.
Gone with the Wind.
You can't handle the truth.
Ooh, A Few Good Men.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Melon farmer.
Somebody did put a yippee-ki-yay on there. You know the rest, they said. All right, here's one.
But
Here's
somebody said Yippee-ki-yay, Nutter Butters, and I can't remember where it came from.
It was in an animated movie that we've seen recently.
And it was hilarious. Anyway.
Okay. If you build it, they will come. Oh, feel the dream. So this is a fun question. Keep them coming, 57500. A movie quote that gives away the film without saying the title. Steve, we also need to remind Movie Show listeners that starting in 2024, the Movie Show is going to move to a new time. Not until January of 2024.
It's not 2024 yet.
It's not 2024 yet. We have an abbreviated movie show today because of funeral coverage that starts at 10:30 on KSL. But starting in 2024, the movie show will move to 11 o'clock to allow.
So for the rest of this month and December, we're going to be 9 to noon.
We're still going to be 9 to noon. Yes. And
Sorry.
we did have a text question about that. So, Steve, let's do our big streaming review. Sponsored by the Joshua Stern Team. Visit sternteam.com to learn your home's real value in 30 seconds. Click sell, then home evaluation. And let's lead it off. Now, I did not get to watch any of it, but Monarch Legacy of Monsters on Apple TV+.
Well, yes, this is a very... Do we have sound? We don't have sound.
No.
This is it has Wyatt and Kurt Russell.
Oh,
Wyatt
it's got Kurt and Wyatt. I knew it had Kurt Russell, but I didn't realize Wyatt.
Yeah, Wyatt plays a younger version of him back in '59 when they were doing the atomic tests and all that stuff, trying to not, upset the Titans. But then they did.
By the way, this is the Godzilla versus Kong universe that now gets a streaming series that's sort of an addendum to it.
So Monarch is the company that it was assigned to kind of keep track of these monsters, either get rid of them or figure out a way to work with them since they're kind of big and very tough.
Okay.
So the movie, they start off, getting a little group together, and then they jump way ahead to Kurt Russell's character is now in a retirement home set up by Monarch. So he's really kind of imprisoned. And why is that? What did he do to make them unhappy? And they're missing a scientist that could have some keys to what they should do in the future. So there's a little bit of a lag in there where they're doing. This is a series,
right?
So
it's not just going to be Godzilla or Kong or one of the other giant titans fighting the whole time.
Every place they go to where they thought there were spots where Titans showed up, there is a Titan kind of hidden underground or under the ice. So we do get an occasional.
All get freed in the movie series that we've already seen. So this is sort
perhaps.
of laying the or does some of this?
This
take
is
place?
after San Francisco,
but that's the first Godzilla.
Well, whatever. So I don't know exactly.
I think.
But they
the
start,
MonsterVerse, I'm a little bit hazy on the timeline.
They start in '59 and they come all the way up to just post San Francisco, to the point where people are going, "That was all CGI. That didn't really happen," which made me laugh because it was, but it did in their world. So nobody believes that actually took place. So it's sort of taking off of that and also trying to figure out. And these Titans pop up and they're pretty good.
So is this a recommend for you?
Yeah, so far I'm into it. 5 episodes. I think it's 8 or 10. And I love Kurt Russell, and he looks amazing. That dude just...
It's not fair sometimes. Right?
Benjamin Button.
Some people age or don't age.
Yeah.
All right. So that is Monarch Legacy of Monsters. Is it rated TVMA or is it TV-14?
I don't know.
Okay. But that is on Apple TV+. Now, another streaming, and this one's a movie. Do we have a clip from Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain? Okay, let's hear that clip real quick.
I know where the treasure of Foggy Mountain is.
From when we were kids?
We are looking at $100 million.
$100 million?
It'd be like I mean, I know it's more than this, but at least $1 million each.
Significantly more.
What are we waiting for?
Flunk math or what?
Yeah, so this is a comedy movie from some of the writers on Saturday Night Live. It's called Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain. It tells the
But
story.
by the way, I love these guys on Saturday Night Live. They are probably the highlight for me.
They have a select short that actually gets billing in the opening credits now on Saturday Night Live every week.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, because they did them just occasionally last season. Now you get a guaranteed one every episode.
Okay.
As they continue to grow. So it's the story of Ben, Martin, and John. These are three childhood friends who go out in search of a priceless treasure that they hope will help them realize their, let's be honest, not very wildest dreams. They have low sights, let's just say that. It's a movie for people with a specific sense of humor. The stars are Martin Herlihy, John Higgins, and Ben Marshall. So they have their own names in the movie, except for their last name is different. But you've also got Conan O'Brien plays one of the guy's dad, who was also a Saturday Night Live. Right?
Yeah, I thought that was clever.
And it's silly. It's kind of SNL type sophomoric humor, but it's right up my alley. So I laughed a whole bunch at this movie.
Well,
It is
Peacock,
rated R.
Peacock didn't send it to me, so I'm trusting you.
So you have to, yeah. So if you like SNL humor, if you don't, then I don't think you'll like the movie. But it's got like the sophomore, like early Wayne's World type vibes of this sort of silliness that it translates into a movie. Don't know if it could last for more than one movie, but it was pretty funny, the one that they did.
Cool.
And so that is Please Don't Destroy the Treasure of Foggy Mountain on Peacock. Let's see. We've got enough time for, let's talk real quick, at least tell people about Thanksgiving. I know it's not streaming,
sure.
but we aren't going to have time. So Thanksgiving is from director Eli Roth. Do
Yeah.
we have a clip from Thanksgiving? Oh, well, I guess let's hear the grossness.
I used to love this town until what happened that night. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and I'm tired of pretending like everything is normal and it's not.
I want things to go back to normal, too.
Show some enthusiasm. Thanksgiving is an institution here.
Someone's out for revenge, and they're turning it into a sick holiday.
This is weird. We're all tagged, and our names are at the table. But why us?
Shink. And that is not the turkey carving knife. Or if it is the turkey carving knife, it ain't for turkey.
Wow. Yeah, Eli Roth, he does over-the-top sort of horror, so be careful with this one.
Yeah, and I was going to say, everything I've heard is it is over the top.
Yeah. It's Plymouth, Massachusetts. It's Thanksgiving, where the pilgrims were, and the killer is dressed up like a pilgrim. Unfortunately, so is everybody in the town come Thanksgiving.
Which means
for
you
the
can't
parade.
pick them out.
Where is he or she?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have heard some positive reviews from people who do like horror, which is not me, obviously, but I've also heard even from people who like horror, they're like, this is way over the top.
Ooh, I ran out of gas last night. I just couldn't do it.
Same here. There was a lot we had to watch
So
this
I
week,
watched Leo instead, by the way, which is brilliant.
Which we will talk about next week, an animated movie on
it
Netflix.
opens Tuesday.
Well, I know that, but
people
we
need
just
to
don't
know
have
now.
time.
Leo.
Well, and I didn't get a chance to watch it, so you can't cheat ahead like that. It's not
I'm
fair.
going to cheat ahead.
All
Tuesday,
right.
Netflix, Leo, make it happen.
Well, we've got some more streaming to talk about after the break. But right now we are here live in studio with Matt Deering from My Hearing Centers. And Matt, we talked about people who notice that they, or who might be wondering if they have hearing loss, people over age 50, or people that might be having issues. What's an issue before you're 50 that might indicate you have hearing loss besides obviously not hearing when people are talking directly at you?
Well, that's a good one, yeah. Repeating yourself, turning up the television too loudly. When you're maybe not when you're not being introspective, but you're looking at somebody else's situation. If they're withdrawing themselves from conversation, that's
interesting.
That's a good indication that.
What about like in restaurants and stuff? If you're finding it harder to hear in certain places than others, is that an indication, or is it just?
If it's different than what you remember, absolutely. There are restaurants that I have normal hearing. I go to a restaurant. There's a few of them that I just don't like to go to because there's no conversation. Food's okay, but I like an atmosphere where I can sit down
walls
and talk
cement floors just bouncing.
Yeah. High ceilings with no insulation. That kind of stuff is going to throw the sound all over the place, and it makes it a little more difficult. So that's a harder one. But yeah, if you're going to like the movies, in most movies, I think you can hear what they're saying. But if you can't hear what they're saying, you're like, oh my gosh, it's the movie. It might not be the movie. Those kind of things.
And so what we want to do is we want to have our movie show listeners have a chance to have a 30-day risk-free trial with the mostest state-of-the-artest hearing aid technology
those are all
possible.
Words that don't exist.
That is what's called a broadcasting degree. But they're called the Signia Charge and Go IX hearing aids, and they're so new that you were saying that people who just got the last version within the last year are already excited to switch up to this one.
Yeah, we've had a few people that beg us to help them get into these
And they
new
were
technologies.
able to?
They were kind of later. They got them later, and we actually asked them to try the differences. It was some stuff that we wanted to know.
You
How
got
much
'em,
better are
didn't
they?
You nailed them.
And now you've had a couple of months, 2-3 months to evaluate. What are you finding?
What we're finding is the adaptation rate especially for people that are new users for the hearing aids is a lot quicker. We'd have to do some follow-ups between the first time we fit them and then to get people acclimated to the new way that they're hearing. That's kind of going away. I don't know that we're just going to send people home, but my goodness, it goes really fast. As you're able to get the hearing aids, we can actually set the program so it slowly turns up the volume over time, so you don't even realize it's turning it up. And so by 30 days, your full prescription, you didn't even know what happened because your brain's just adapting to the new way it's hearing. It's really cool stuff.
So movie show listeners, call this number 801-701-1629 because you'll get a free no-cost hearing. Well, free no-cost redundancy. That's from the Department of Redundancy Department, but. A no-cost hearing evaluation for you or your family member, and you'll have a chance to test out a pair of these hearing aids for 30 days. And one of the first 50 callers today will win.
They'll win a set of the hearing aids.
I mean, that's
and our great service as well. They both come along, so it's a pretty cool deal.
The first 50 callers will be entered.
Yes,
one of them
will win,
and that is amazing. So call 801-701-1629 for My Hearing Centers.
You can't expect a policeman to unclog your drain. You shouldn't ask a teacher to change your oil. And you wouldn't want a fireman to clean your teeth. So why would we let politicians take over our internet service? That's just not what they do. Experience proves government-run networks mean waste, corruption, and failure. One example, called Utopia, promised to provide internet service in 16 cities within a few years. But over 20 years and hundreds of millions of dollars later, a better name would be dystopia. They say it's almost complete. We say stop wasting our money. Go to nogovinternet.com and tell lawmakers enough is enough. Local tax dollars are precious, and public employees have plenty to do already. Don't let politicians mess with our internet. Paid for by nogovinternet.com, a project of Domestic Policy Caucus.
Car trouble? Go to Amco Transmissions for all your total car care needs. From check engine lights to funny smells, they've got you covered. They offer free towing around each of their 9 locally owned Utah Amco locations. Let Amco help you get back on the road.
As if the savings aren't spectacular enough, each and every day, 30 to 70% savings at NPS. They've got a countdown underway to Black Friday. Hi, this is Doug Wright. It's the time to get into the store that we like to think of as the nice place to save. When you shop daily, you're going to see savings for different items throughout the store. And between now and November 22nd, NPS will have additional savings on clothing accessories, bedding and linens, toys, and big screen TVs. It's the perfect place to shop for the holiday season, all 4 of their locations. And remember, you're saving 30 to 70% on everything each and every day. Great brand new items. And during the Black Friday countdown, you'll find deals that are even more spectacular for you. But watch for those great deals and don't pass them up. You snooze, you lose. At all 4 locations, it's Orem, Layton, and Salt Lake.
Attention smart homeowners. You don't have to fall for flashy promises and companies that don't even prove their work. At Your Service Pros uses third-party verification software called MeasureQuick to ensure your new HVAC system is installed correctly. This ultimate game changer in the HVAC industry lets you, the homeowner, have proof of how your system was installed. At Your Service Pros utilizes our Bluetooth tools to upload all of your system's information into MeasureQuick. We rely on data-driven insights to properly commission, optimize, and fine-tune your HVAC system for peak performance, improving your family's comfort, lowering your utility bills, and extending the life of your HVAC system. With rebates and tax credits available totaling more than $7,500 on a dual fuel heating and cooling system, it is now more important than ever that your HVAC system be installed correctly. So call us today at 801-YOUR-PRO. That's 801-YOUR-PRO. Have the peace of mind of saving up to 50% on your new system and knowing it's installed correctly by calling 801-YOUR-PRO.
The Movie Show.
You probably think this world is a dream come true, but you're wrong.
On KSL News Radio.
It is the movie show, and we are doing your streaming reviews for the week. It's an abbreviated movie show today. If you're just joining us, the movie show will end at 10:30 today in order to begin KSL's coverage of President Ballard's funeral. 10:30, the funeral service, the memorial service will be from 11 to noon. So that means, Steve, we've been working at, when you can go to Netflix and watch something at 2x speed to watch stuff faster. That's kind of what it feels like we're doing on the movie show today.
We're in a hurry.
So if you're listening to it in the podcast and you're listening to it at 1x or 2x, you're now listening to it at 4 times speed.
There's a 2x on podcast?
On podcast, you can listen to
do
them
we
faster.
sound like the Chipmunks?
We probably do, yes.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Or at least a deep-voiced chipmunk.
Oh, okay.
All right, Steve. So we asked our text question of the day, which is, what is a movie quote that gives away the film without saying the title? So let's see if you can guess some of these, Steve.
Uh-oh.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve?
Oh, that's Lauren Bacall in The Big Sleep.
You just put your lips together and blow.
Yeah. No? Maltese Falcon.
Maltese Falcon, I think. How about As You Wish?
Oh, that's Princess Bride.
Uh-huh. How about this one? I don't know this one. Put the coffee down.
No
don't
idea.
know that one.
What is it?
Show me the... I don't know. They didn't say. Show me the money.
Yeah, that's Jerry Maguire.
Yes.
I have had it with these monkey fighting snakes on this Monday to Friday plane.
By the way, that is Sam Jackson's voice through it out. He recorded that line for the TV dub of Snakes on a Plane.
That is the worst dub in the history of
No,
mankind.
he did the whole line.
No, I know, but the words he chose? Come on. Monday through Friday plane?
Yeah.
Wow.
How about I See Dead People?
Oh, Sixth Sense.
Yeah, see, just one line and it gives away...
What's your delivery, though?
Well, that does help. All right. It's Under the Big W.
Ooh.
Come on. Mad, 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 Mad World.
I haven't seen that movie in 50 years.
All right. Well, now, speaking of a movie that has a lot of quotable lines if you've ever watched it, the movie in 2010 came out called Scott Pilgrim versus the World, starring Michael Cera, Brie Larson, Chris Evans, Jason Schwartzman, Kieran Culkin, Anna Kendrick, Aubrey Plaza. I mean, it had like a whole stable
all
full
the
of
future
people
cool
who've gone.
kids.
Yes, all in the same movie. And then Mary Elizabeth Winstead, of course, she played Ramona Flowers. But now Netflix has come up with a animated series. The series is animated by Japan Animators. It's called Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, and it is. To the first episode and maybe a half, it plays very similar to the movie. It follows the movie story, actually,
okay.
Only in condensed cartoon form. And then things change, and we get a whole different adventure with all these same characters. Now, the big cool thing about this, they got the entire voice cast back. Ellen Wong, who plays the girlfriend, Knives Chow. I mean, the names are great. The cool thing about Scott Pilgrim is it was basically a movie as if it was a video game. And...
Yeah. Kind of remember.
And the series does that too. So you get to have some of the same, you know how they say for sequels, well, we want it the same but different. This is the same but different. And I thought it was pretty well done. And it helps having the whole voice cast.
Cool.
So that is Scott Pilgrim Takes Off, and it is on Netflix. Now, we also have the streaming series A Murder at the End of the World that's on Hulu.
Yes, this is a cool little story in that it's about a hacker. She's really good at, they call her the Gen Z Sherlock Holmes. So,
yes, she likes to solve cold cases.
Yes, and her father is a mortician, a coroner, whatever, and they talk a lot about.
Well,
hey,
there's
I've
a
got this
difference
one
between
case.
a mortician and a coroner.
Well, whatever.
I think it's a coroner.
I see dead people. That's what they do. And so, yes, so she's sort of off the, chip off the old block, and she gets invited to a retreat by some super famous people that one she seriously admires, the other is just a billionaire. And they end up in Iceland in this resort that's just extraordinary. Have you seen this?
I did. I saw the first episode.
Okay, and so
it gave me vibes of the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Yeah, that's pretty close. She's very, just very gothic almost, but she got pink hair and just.
But it keeps flashing back to some different things. So there's some like personal politics at play among different people who are at this retreat. And there's flashbacks. She's an author. I mean, the show starts with her reading from her book and a very dramatic thing that happened. But I only got through the one episode, but I was intrigued, as it sounds like you were too.
Oh yeah, that whole thing in the basement when they were trying to find clues to a body, and they're like, "Whoa, I think we solved this one," I liked it a lot. I think it's going to be good. I've only seen the first episode, though, so I'm hooked.
And that is Murder at the End of the World. It's on cable FX, but it also streams on Hulu same day, and it is rated TVMA. Just give you a heads up on that. And then, Steve, coming to Netflix today, although we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, was Rustin.
Yeah, Rustin. This is a story of a guy who was a civil rights leader back in the 60s. He was close friends with Martin Luther King, but he was also gay, and so they kind of felt like they had to distance themselves from him. But he was a great organizer. He organized the March on Washington, which had like 250,000 people show up from all over the country. No one could have pulled that off like him. And he's just really so passionate about, the cause. And the fact that he was gay was just sort of a sidelight. And it really upset him that was what they focused on. Like the NAACP, they were not happy about him leading all this stuff. So there's a little transition there, and Martin Luther King finally does step up. It's a great film. I think Domingo, what's his name? Shoot. I think his last name's Domingo.
Coleman Domingo?
Yes, Coleman Domingo will get nominated for this. It's really that good.
And that is Rustin, and it is coming to, it is on Netflix as of today.
Yes.
Okay, a couple more quotes, Steve, real fast. This is supposed to give away the title of the movie, but I don't think this gives it away like... Play it for me, Sam.
Oh, Casablanca.
Yeah, but here's the one that they sent in. I like to think you killed a man. It's the romantic in me. That's from Casablanca.
Oh.
So that's why I say that one doesn't give it away. How about this one? So you're telling me there's a chance.
Even
though you hate
movie.
That movie. I love it. Verify range to target, 1 ping only.
Oh, that's Hunt for Red October.
Oh. I've got a bad feeling about this.
1 ping only. Vasily.
All right.
I got a bad feeling that's about a dozen different movies.
Oh, a bunch of Star Wars. So we'll keep taking your texts on a movie, a quote from a movie that gives away the title of the movie. Right before we wrap up this hour, though, let's talk. Matt Deering, we want our movie show listeners to have every chance to get this deal that you guys are doing for the first 50 callers to 801-701-1629 at My Hearing Centers. What's this deal?
Well, call now, schedule a free hearing evaluation in any of our offices, and you're going to be able to see if you qualify to try the Signia Charge and Go iX, risk-free for 30 days. If you do call and schedule that right now, we'll also put you into a drawing for a free set of hearing aids.
And these are the latest in hearing aid technology, the Charge and Go iX hearing aids. So call 801-701-1629 for My Hearing Centers.
KSL FM Midvale, KSL Salt Lake City.
It's 10 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour, the memorial service for President M. Russell Ballard, the late acting president of the Quorum of 12 Apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, will be broadcast live this morning on KSL News Radio. Our special coverage begins at 10:30. A house fire in Bountiful left one person dead, the second fire in that area in November. Here's KSL News Radio's Peter Johnston.
Details are scarce, but what we know so far is that firefighters responded to calls about a house that was sending up smoke from its roof and chimney. South Davis Metro Fire says crews discovered a resident who died before they could escape. Crew members put out that fire and stayed on the scene to investigate what could have caused it. Bountiful Mayor Kendall Harris thanked the crews who responded to these fires, but no information has been released about where this new fire burned.
That's KSL News Radio's Peter Johnston. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. The Republican chair of the House Ethics Committee has introduced another resolution to expel New York Congressman George Santos. The committee's accusing Santos of stealing money from his campaign and using it for personal spending sprees and weekend getaways. Santos has called the allegations a political smear. ABC News national correspondent Stephen Portnoy has more.
The resolution offered by the chair of the House Ethics Committee accuses George Santos of egregious violations of the law and of House rules and deems him unfit to serve. It constitutes the third effort to oust the New York Republican. The prior votes failed, largely over due process concerns. If he is expelled, Santos would be the first congressman ousted by his colleagues since 1861 without first having been convicted in court.
Your money at this moment, the Dow Jones average is down on the day, but just a little, only about 15 points. The NASDAQ is down about 11 points right now. And our KSL weather, it looks like a mostly sunny day today, but then the rain comes back tomorrow. KSL News Time, 10:02.
What do you need to hear in the morning to feel ready for the day?
Important news that happened overnight, the traffic you'll hit on the roads.
You'll be ready for your day with us.
Join Utah's Morning News 5 to 9 on KSL News Radio.
Backed by popular demand, A Gentry Christmas. The most beloved Christmas songs of all time, brought to life with epic orchestrations and lush harmony. Bring your family together to experience A Gentry Christmas. Friday and Saturday, November 24th and 25th. For tickets, visit liveattheeccles.com. Presented by Zions Bank.
Every year I tell myself, Doug, you can't procrastinate. It's time to get into Burt Brothers. Make sure that the vehicle I drive, the vehicles that Dee drives, and our family vehicles are all ready for winter. And Burt Brothers, boy, as these temperatures start to drop, soon the snowflakes are going to fall, the roads are going to be slick. You need peace of mind on Utah's snowy roads. Winter tires from Burt Brothers, they make all the difference. You can drive with confidence. Specialized tires designed to grip the road in the harshest conditions. They give you better traction, handling, shorter braking distances, and the gift of safety for you and your loved ones. And right now, save up to $130 back on 4 Bridgestone Blizzak tires through December 16th. That's only at Burt Brothers with complete auto care. They can take care of it all. Make sure you're not off on the side of the road with a little help from your friends at Burt Brothers. And there's a location for Burt Brothers near you.
Advanced Window Products. From their factory to your front door in 8 weeks. Affordable windows guaranteed. 801-850-9100 or advancedwindowsusa.com.
Les Olson IT structured cabling is second to none. Tired of old and inefficient cabling? Have an upgrade or remodel planned? Building a new network from the ground up? We offer the very best in low voltage cabling installation, including data, phone, fiber optic, and more. Ask us how to get your free consultation today.
Les Olson IT.
Do you know how to tell if a clogged drain is something to worry about or not? What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and I understand it's annoying and inconvenient, but sometimes a clogged drain can be a sign there's a more serious issue with your sewer main line. If the drains in the lowest level of your home aren't draining, or you flush a toilet and it comes up somewhere else like a shower or a floor drain, I'm urging you to look at this as more than just an annoyance. The last thing I want you to experience is a sewer backup. If you're a homeowner experiencing any of these issues, the first step would be to snake the line to see if it's just a blockage, which one of our drain techs can do for only $29. Yep, you heard that right. Any Hour Services will snake any drain line with normal access for only $29. Sinks, showers, tubs, toilets, floor drains, laundry drains, even that sewer main line that connects to the city. We'll snake any line for just $29. For help with your drain issues, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7700. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by Granite Credit Union's new Dividend Plus checking account. Here's Len Thomas.
Looks like we have a fresh crash, Dan. Northbound I-15 at 123rd South. We got a right lane northbound, and the on-ramp is closed. Also, that crash out near Cransville, entrance to eastbound I-80, still being worked on. It's now mostly on the shoulder of the I-80 main flow just prior to that entrance to I-80. And we're in the scanner, a traffic accident downtown, a golf cart versus a scooter about 188 South Rio Grande, which is 455 West downtown. Witness the magic of the Nutcracker opening December 8th with the timeless music of Tchaikovsky, performed by the Ballet West Orchestra. Tickets at balletwest.org. I'm Len Thomas in the KSL Traffic Center.
KSL weather, partly cloudy and dry today, a high of 56. Cooler tomorrow with a chance of showers, then rain is likely on Sunday. And right now, 45 degrees, partly cloudy. I'm Dan Bomas, KSL News Radio, 102.7 FM, 1160 AM, and KSLNewsRadio.com, Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
The Movie Show.
It's a fake laugh.
It's real.
On KSL News Radio.
Well, welcome to the final half hour of the movie show. It is an abbreviated movie show today so that KSL, we can cover the full coverage of Elder Ballard's funeral today. Coverage will start at 10:30, and then the actual memorial service will go from 11 to noon. So keep listening, but we will end things a little early. So, Steve, we can't forget about our friends at the Megaplex Theaters who sponsor Telephone Torture. So we need our people to call in 801-575-TALK. And the theme of Telephone Torture today is a movie with snakes. Now, we let a couple people get on the line and give you a couple more movie quotes.
Okay.
Because that's our text question of the day, which is, what is a movie quote that gives away the film without saying the title? Here's one. Get busy living or get busy dying.
Oh, shoot. It's a Rough Guy movie.
Shawshank.
Oh, that's right.
Steve, I haven't even seen Shawshank, and I know that.
How have you not seen Shawshank?
I haven't watched it yet, but I will. Here's one. If it bleeds, we can kill it.
It's got to be Predator.
Yes. And how about say hello to my little friend?
Oh, that's
Scarface.
Scarface. Yeah.
And then how about this one? Adrian.
Well, Rocky is having a bowel movement? What was that?
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. Okay. Well, it's time for Telephone Torture, sponsored by Megaplex Theaters. We've got 4 questions for 4 callers. If you know the answer, and these will all be for the same movie, these are going to be hints about a single movie title with the theme movie with snakes. If you know the answer and you don't call in, you can text us at 57500 if you know the answer. And if none of our 4 callers gets the answer correct, we will go to the first correct answer on the text line. So, Steve, a movie with snakes, and we don't have anybody on the line because nobody's expecting it to be Telephone Torture right now.
It's true.
We've thrown them all out. Let's play the sounder. Maybe that'll wake everybody up.
The KSL Movie Show. Telephone Torture.
I and Val and everybody's waiting for 11:20,
Dawn.
and they're going to be surprised when they turn on.
Especially now that it's Star Wars.
Yeah.
Dawn's going to really be ticked.
But we're just waiting for you to call 575-TALK, 801-575-8255. Steve went to all the trouble to get these questions.
Yes.
Do we have anybody yet? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to move. No, we can't move Telephone Torture to the next segment because that's the last one before the funeral. We're not going to do Telephone Torture leading into a funeral. So
what if I just give them the...
Well, you know what? We'll just take the winner on the text line then. First correct text answer as Steve gives out these clues will win the Megaplex prize pack.
Okay. This film features a legendary actor who won his one and only Best Actor Oscar, but admittedly said it should have gone to Richard Burton.
Okay, so this hint is a movie with snakes. So snakes are either going to be a character in the movie or they're going to be central to some point in the movie. But it's a movie that when you think of this movie, you won't be like, oh, there was snakes in that?
Oh, no. If you know the movie, you'll know the snake moment.
Now, I'd also like to point out it's probably good that we don't have any callers because the last 4 times that you've done this, the callers haven't gotten it right.
Okay.
So,
all right, this one. All right, here you go. The role of little Maddie Ross was originally considered or offered to the following: Mia Farrow, Karen Carpenter, Sandra Locke, Tuesday Weld, Olivia Hussey, Sally Field, and even John Wayne's daughter, Aisa Wayne.
Okay, so we do have a caller who's decided to take a shot at this on the phone. But what you just said is that one of the main characters in this movie's role was offered to every single star of Hollywood of a certain period, of a certain time frame.
In a certain age.
In a certain age. Okay, so who's our caller that we've got on? Who's this?
Brett.
Brett. Okay, Brett. Snake-themed movie. We appreciate you calling in. You get first crack at the Megaplex prize. Did you hear Steve's clues?
No, I did because I'm listening to podcast or streaming.
On streaming. Okay, so Steve's clue. We'll give you a break. Give those clues again real quick, Steve.
Okay. The film features a legendary actor who won his one and only Oscar, but admittedly at the time in that year said it should have gone to Richard Burton. That's the first question. Then the second question was the role of little Maddie Ross was originally offered to a bunch of other Hollywood starlets, including Karen Carpenter, which kind of blew my mind.
Okay. What do you think?
Wow.
Do we have any other
I'm
callers,
kinda
Gustavo?
lost.
Okay, so we've got some other people. So I was going to let him give you another clue, but we're going to have to give you a shot. You ready?
I'm just going to guess snakes on the plane.
Snakes on a plane. Is that correct, Gustavo?
Wrong-o.
Wrong-o. Okay, Brett, but hey, we're glad you called in. You seem to have broken through the gridlock on the phone, and now we've got more calls. All right, who's our next attempted winner?
So I was going to let him give you another one.
Who's this? Hello.
This is Nate.
Nate. Okay, Nate. Did you hear the clues?
Yeah.
You did? Okay, Steve got one more clue for you. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, this late 60s Western involves a determined young woman who falls into a snake pit after discharging a big gun. Late 60s Western that was remade in 2010, received 10 Oscar nominations and won 0. But back in the 60s,
it won an Oscar for someone who never won an Oscar.
The biggest Western cowboy dude ever.
All right. 3, 2, 1. What's your guess?
I can't remember the movie. John Wayne?
John Wayne is not the name of the movie, but...
He's in it.
He wears an eye patch. Come on, man.
Yes, it's on the tip of my tongue.
All right, I'm going to count down from 3. If you don't, we're going to have to go to the next person, and you'll have given it all away. 3, 2...
Oh, that's the wrong actor.
1.
I can't.
Oh, darn it.
Really?
So close. All right, so we've basically given it away. Who's our next caller? You're going to win, right? This is who?
Say your name. Hello? It's Jose.
Jose, all right. Are you ready? Do you know the answer?
Yeah, True Grit.
True Grit, is that correct? Well, Gustavo, nodding your head is not going to help the person on the phone know that they're correct.
This is Mime Radio, ladies and
Congratulations, Jose. You win a
Gustavo's
Megaplex,
in a box.
A Megaplex prize pack. The answer was True Grit 1969 with John Wayne. A bunch of texters were all texting in True Grit. Oh, that's so funny.
And yeah, she fell in the snake pit towards the end. Remember, he had to ride the horse back.
I would totally remember that if I had seen it.
Oh, shoot. Either one of them? Even the Jeff Bridges one? What?
I'm so bad.
Turn in your critic's badge. That's it. You're done.
Okay, so obviously I have homework over the weekend. Well, congratulations, Jose. Stay on the line. Gustavo will get your information. You win the Megaplex prize pack of 2 drinks, 2 movie tickets, and a large tub of popcorn with 1 free refill.
Oh, by the way, the classic series is over. Some of them have held over White Christmas, so if you haven't seen White Christmas on the big screen, I'm told that there is an opportunity in some of the Megaplex theaters.
Okay. So that's our friends at the Megaplex
For
Theaters.
$1.
Best place to see a movie in Utah. $1, you can't go wrong with that. Well, we are here at Broadcast House today with our friend Matt Deering from My Hearing Centers. Matt, I want to give out the phone number so the people have it. 801-701-1629. That's the number for My Hearing Centers. You call this number and you'll have a chance to have a no-cost hearing evaluation and the chance to test out a pair of the most cutting-edge hearing aid technology that exists right now, the Charge and Go IX. And you can try that risk-free for a period of 30 days. But you have to be one of the first 30 people to make an appointment.
Yeah, we're going to extend that not just for 30 days, all the way through the holidays.
Oh.
Okay, so if they call now and they schedule that appointment, they're going to be able to see if they qualify. If they do, if they have hearing loss, we can't put a medical device on someone that doesn't have a medical need, right? So if they have hearing loss,
Could
they
be
can.
fun.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't look good in orange. So
Regulators frown upon such things, I've heard.
But you can then try this brand new hearing technology risk free for 30 days all the way through the holidays. So you're gonna well, probably a little tight for Thanksgiving, but we'll get you Christmas, we'll get you New Year's, we'll get all the holiday parties that you're gonna go to. We're gonna get the concerts and the movie shows, movie theaters, and the movie show that you're gonna be listening to over the holiday, and you're gonna listen to all that. And at the end of that, you can keep the hearing aids for some discounted pricing, or you can return them back to us, and you can get movie tickets. Either way.
Well, and another good reason to call right now is because if you're one of the first 50 callers, you could end up with an actual free pair to keep out of this whole thing.
To keep. It's a little Christmas gift from My Hearing Centers for one of 50 people. If they call right now and schedule that appointment, any of our offices, we're from Ogden all the way down to Nephi. If you're picking us up over in Vernal, we've got an office out in Vernal as well. We'll take care of you. But give us a call, 801-701-1629. Schedule that free hearing evaluation. Try the hearing aids over the holidays and entered in that drawing.
One of the things I like about these hearing aids, Matt, is just how small they are. I mean, they're when you see them, it'll be hard to imagine that they can do all of the things that they can do just for being, an 1.5 inches long that fits behind your ear, and it's almost invisible on your head.
Yeah, so it's less than 1 inch long.
Oh, it's less than 1 inch. Okay, well, I was eyeballing my own fingers.
Yeah, you were 1.5 inches.
No, I had it smaller than you. But the point is that they're smaller than Bluetooth things. I mean, they're just amazing that they have the kind of technology that you've described, where it can track people. You can get it to block out the noise you don't want to hear while focusing on the noise there, the sound at the very least that you do want to hear.
Yeah, and the hearing aids are really cool, but just like a computer, right? If you don't have the person that knows how to use the cool computer the way it needs to be used, then it's just a cool computer that you're doing some basic, internet searches on, right? The really fun part about this is we've got the highly trained, very capable providers in all of our offices. And that's whenever we get reviews, we never get reviews on, hey, I got that new technology, it was awesome. We have to ask for people for that in surveys. The reviews all come across, I went into my hearing centers, they treated me great, the provider helped me, changed my life. It's the people, really. The technology is fun, I love to talk about it, but it's the people in the offices that are helping our patients hear better. Those are the ones that really understand how to make that technology hum for our patients so they can benefit from it and enjoy this gift of hearing during the holiday season.
Well, and for those who may be concerned about cost, what we're at the end of the year. Is this covered by insurance? Is this one where maybe having your deductibles already paid is going to benefit you?
Yep. If it's covered by insurance, your deductibles met, it's going to be really easy for us. Also, if you have an HSA or FSA plan, we can tap into those. That's covered here as well. If you don't have insurance or your insurance doesn't cover it, there's other programs we can take advantage of. And we do have financing available for those that need it. So we're gonna make this work for anybody that can make it into our offices. So just give us a call, 801-701-1629. Try the hearing aids during the holidays, and we'll get you on a path for a lifelong journey of better hearing.
All right, that is My Hearing Centers, 801-701-1629.
Next week.
I'm a conservative.
I like the independence.
The person that we like is on the ballot.
Your voice, your vote, 2023.
We voted. I wasn't going to miss it.
It takes almost no time at all.
Get coverage all day Monday and Tuesday, and all the results and reactions Wednesday. We have you covered on KSL News Radio.
Every year I tell myself, Doug, you can't procrastinate. It's time to get into Burt Brothers. Make sure that the vehicle I drive, the vehicles that Dee drives, and our family vehicles are all ready for winter. And Burt Brothers, boy, as these temperatures start to drop, soon the snowflakes are going to fall, the roads are going to be slick. You need peace of mind on Utah's snowy roads. Winter tires from Burt Brothers, they make all the difference. You can drive with confidence. Specialized tires designed to grip the road in the harshest conditions. They give you better traction, handling, shorter braking distances, and the gift of safety for you and your loved ones. And right now, save up to $130 back on 4 Bridgestone Blizzak tires through December 16th. That's only at Burt Brothers with complete auto care. They can take care of it all. Make sure you're not off on the side of the road with a little help from your friends at Burt Brothers. And there's a location for Burt Brothers near you.
Fed Up Kitchen is Utah's premier healthy meal prep service. Save time, money, and get results with their delicious, gluten-free, macro-friendly meals. Eat better, feel better, live better with Fed Up Kitchen. FedUpKitchen.com.
Kids are back in the classroom, and at Central Bank, they understand the importance of forming good financial habits at an early age and encouraging kids to succeed in the classroom. Central Bank's Youth Smart Savings Account rewards students for great grades. Central Bank will reward your child grades 6 through 12 for every A or A- earned on each report card up to $32 per school year. They'll also match your child's opening deposit up to $20. And if earning a higher interest rate than a regular savings account isn't enough, they'll also let your youngsters choose from their treasure chest with each in-person savings deposit. Open a Youth Smart Savings account for your child, teen, or grandchild and teach them to save early. Central Bank's Youth Smart Savings Account is the smartest, hardworking children's savings account around. Visit them online at cbutah.com or in person at one of their 12 Utah County locations. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
movie reviews, and Hollywood news. The KSL Movie Show.
All right, Steve. Final segment of our abbreviated movie show today. Of course, we are going to give way here at 10:30 to coverage for the funeral of President M. Russell Ballard, the acting president of the Quorum of the 12 Apostles. And so we've got a couple things we want to talk about before we get to the end. Congratulations to Jose for winning Telephone Torture. You know what, Steve? I want to find to see if we can get our friend Jeff Whipple to let us give a bonus prize. All these people text in, and I just feel like we could have an extra prize where we take one person of the people who sent the correct thing in from text every week. We'll get a bonus prize. I think I'm going to try to lean on him just a little bit and see if he is generous like that. All right, but we do need to review a couple more movies before we wrap up the movie show today in lieu of rapid fire, if we have some time. But let's talk about our two Christmas movies really quick. First, Dashing Through the Snow from Disney Plus. We don't have any sound from that, so.
Oh, it has Ludacris in it, and it has
Lil Rel Howery.
Lil Rel Howery. I don't know why I butchered that name. He's Santa Claus, and
or is he?
Ludacris, yeah. Is he?
That's kind of the fun.
Yeah,
Ludacris doesn't like Christmas because Ludacrismas. You know that seems like a natural thing, but Ludacris doesn't like Christmas because of a traumatic event that happened on Christmas when he was a kid.
Yeah.
So he's kind of avoided it by working every Christmas as a grown-up. It's caused his family strain, but he gets his daughter on Christmas Eve, and that's when the fun starts.
Yeah, some bad guys are after Santa because he apparently switched laptops or something, and I'm like, what the heck?
But is he Santa? Because he kind of looks iffy.
He's a little nefarious. It's like, what's he up to? So, yeah, that's kind of the fun of it. It's set in New York. And
Atlanta.
Oh, it's in Atlanta?
It's in Atlanta, yes.
Oh.
Although the snow that was falling really seemed out of place for the Atlanta, considering it's like sunny and the trees are all green. And then everybody's wearing coats, and then some snow's falling digitally at the end. But cute. It was one where I was like a little bit struggling to get into, but once it got going, and Lil Rel Howery is just charming, and I think he's funny, and I think that's really what helps sell it.
Yeah, and the little girl's cute, too.
The little girl's very cute. So it's very, I mean, we're talking Christmas movies now. There's not going to be any real groundbreaking Christmas movies
We've seen them
anymore.
all.
And so, but this one's cute, and it is family-friendly, safe, and it's on Disney Plus, and it is called Dashing Through the Snow. And, you know, I liked it was the Santa was black, and almost all the characters in the movie were black.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't a big deal, and I just thought it was great.
Well,
I just thought it was great. And it made me think of, I had a friend once who we talked about this, and she said, you know, I was like, we kind of make Santa whatever we want him to be. And she was like, you know what? I'm lactose intolerant, and we always left out lactose-free milk for Santa. Because she's like, of course Santa doesn't drink milk like I do. He can't drink milk like I can't. And I thought this was very much in that kind of a spirit.
Boy, my parents were so good at doing the whole CSI thing. They would put boot prints in the soot in the fireplace.
No, they didn't. That was the real Santa.
Whatever.
All right. The other movie that we want to talk about is from Netflix. Do we have sound from Best Christmas Ever by any chance?
No.
We also do not.
But
all
we
right,
have
this one's on
Gustavo
Netflix.
laughing his tail off.
Because I think we told him not to, right? Okay, we told him not to, but we knew the show was going to be short today. But Best Christmas Ever is a new one from Netflix. This stars Heather Graham, Jason Biggs, Brandy, the singer Brandy.
Oh, that's who that was. Okay.
Yes, and then I forget who her husband was, but I've seen him in some other things. But at any rate, Brandy, super successful. She sends out her Christmas letter every year. And of course, you know, half the people who get a Christmas letter grumble, "Oh, these people in their perfect lives," and the other people
kind of braggy.
The other people are like, "Oh, look, it's so great," or at least the people who send it all feel, "Look, it's so great," and the people who get it are all like, "Oh, wow, your family is so great." Well, Heather Graham feels that way about Brandy's character. I think her name is Erica. I don't have it pulled up in front of me, but after a little bit of a mix-up, Heather Graham and Jason Biggs and their two kids end up at Brandy's house. And end up having to spend the week of Christmas with them. And so Heather Graham, is kind of trying to prove that old Brandy's life isn't quite as great as it seems in the Christmas letter. And that leads to several Christmas vacation type hijinks towards the beginning. But then the movie kind of takes a little more of a serious turn.
Yeah. I liked it. I thought the little boy in his monkey,
his stuffed monkey,
was weird looking, kind of creepy.
It really was.
I thought Heather Graham was fun.
It's nice to see her on screen again. I haven't seen her in stuff for a while.
It's been a while, yeah. It was just a sweet movie, and the fact that it was made locally here in Utah.
That was the fun part. So halfway through, there's a letter. One of them picks up the mail, and I look at the letter, and I'm like, wait, that says Utah on it.
And she even mentions, I got to go up to Salt Lake City to talk to a mortgage guy or whatever.
Exactly. And so then I texted you and said, Steve, this movie was filmed in Utah, down in Payson, and it's set in Utah.
And like, oh, great. Where is it?
But I actually enjoyed it. In fact, it's a little bit uneven in that it's really silly, and it doesn't kind of hint towards some of the seriousness that comes towards the end. But both halves, I thought, fit really well. I thought it was a good Christmas movie. Again, plot-wise, it's not that original, but it was good. I thought it was good.
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
It was a little goofy, but yeah.
And that is called Best Christmas Ever. It is on Netflix, and I believe it is just TV PG, so it's safe for the whole family.
Yeah.
I did like that. So that is our Christmas movies. And now, since we just have a couple minutes before we want to finish the show, Steve, let's talk about, let's just do rapid fire real quick and recap our big movies. Hunger Games, Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Is that a recommend or a no recommend for you?
The first 2/3. Actually, a critic got up and left when they got to that part 3, and I probably should have gone with them.
So you like the first 2/3, the last third?
Last third was too rushed.
And I agree that the last third wasn't as good as the first 2/3, but I did enjoy the movie quite a bit, and my kids felt like it was a very faithful adaptation of the book. We've got Trolls Band Together.
Fun songs, toe tappy, catchy, but that's pretty much it.
Animated stuff. We got Next Goal Wins, the story of the American Samoa hockey. That'll be the next.
The footballers.
The footballers. They're trying to recover from the worst defeat in history, and they don't want to win a World Cup game. They just want to score a goal.
Yeah, but I mean, Samoans are, really athletic people. I'm shocked that they had never scored a goal, even accidentally.
Well, just not in World Cup qualifying.
Yeah,
they
okay.
had scored goals other places. Okay. All right, then we have Thanksgiving, which neither of us saw, but it's a Thanksgiving horror movie.
Eli Roth, he really pushes the envelope, so be careful there.
Yeah, and then we just talked about 2 Christmas movies. I want to recommend from streaming, Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. If you're a fan of the Scott Pilgrim movie from 2010, it's the whole cast back in animated form. And what about you? What was your favorite streaming?
I want to talk about Leo. I'm sorry. I'm going to cheat and go on Tuesday.
Okay, you got 30 seconds.
Netflix, Leo. He's a lizard in a 5th grade class. He and his buddy are just observing the class. It is absolutely hilarious and extremely well written and adorable.
And it's
for
Adam
Sandler doing the voice of this old 74-year-old lizard.
Okay.
It's brilliant.
So you're cheating ahead. We will have a movie show, by the way, next week on Black Friday.
Yeah.
And that'll be the full-length movie show. But we appreciate you being with us here today on this movie show. We're grateful for Matt Deering for coming down and talking with us. And we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Gustavo, you too. Thank you.
And please stay tuned for funeral coverage for President M. Russell Ballard here on KSL News Radio.
It's 10:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Dan Bomas. KSL's top story this hour. President M. Russell Ballard will be remembered at a memorial service in the Salt Lake Tabernacle this morning. The service for the late acting president of the Quorum of 12 Apostles of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints set to begin at 11 a.m. As holiday travel ramps up next week, UDOT spokesperson John Gleason says there should not be any